There are quite a number of restrictions placed on children who are born by parents who are on skilled worker visa or student visa here in the United Kingdom. So if you're planning to move into the UK on a student visa or skilled worker visa, or you're currently in the UK on these two visa categories and you're planning to have a child, or you recently have a child, it's very important for you to understand some of these restrictions and also the things you need to avoid that might hinder that child or those children from being able to claim citizenship in the United Kingdom. There have been quite a number of people who were ignorant of this information, and this has ultimately affected the settlement, permanent settlement of those children in the United Kingdom. So if you have a child or you're planning to have a child in the UK and you're still on skilled worker visa or student visa, then you sure do need to watch this video to the end. Or you know someone who is in this situation, you definitely want to share this video with them so they can avoid some of this common mistake made by people who don't have permanent residence yet in the United Kingdom. So if you think this will stress you, don't go anywhere, keep watching to the end. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, hit the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. Thank you for being here. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Children who are born by parents on student or skilled worker visa do not automatically get British citizenship. They need to go through some process in order to be able to be recognized as British citizens in the United Kingdom. Now, before 1983, children who are born in the UK, regardless of your parents' immigration status, they automatically get the British passport, the British citizenship. However, from the 1st of June 1983, this changed. Children who are not born by people who have got indefinite leave to remain or British citizenship are no longer allowed to become citizens immediately after birth. So it's very important for you to understand this idea. And there's been a lot of questions asked by people saying, how long do my child need to be in the UK before he or she can claim citizenship? Now, there's been a lot of answers to this question. Some said 5 years, some said the child needs to live in the UK for 7 years without leaving the UK at all. Some said the child needs to live for different number of years, and I'm going to be giving clarification to that in this video. Now, firstly, if you live in the UK, on different visa categories and you don't have an indefinite leave to remain or a British passport, you can't, your child can't automatically become a citizen. Now, as mentioned on the UK website, if you are born on or after 1st of January 1983, you may be eligible for British citizenship if you are under the age of 18 and since your birth one of your parents became a British citizen or got permission to stay in the UK permanently, or you've lived in the UK until you were 10 or older. Now, these are two different conditions, and I need people to really understand. Now, it's saying that if you're born on or after 1st of January, it means that if your parents or if one of your parents become a British citizen or get a permission to stay permanently in the UK since your birth, that means that child can apply for citizenship, or the child needs to live in the UK for 10 years. So for every children born by people who don't have the permanent residence, which is the ILR in the case of the United Kingdom, or one of the parents is not a British citizen, the child needs to live in the UK for at least 10 years before such child can apply to become a British citizen. Now, there's been a lot of questions that, does it mean that for the duration of the 10 years, the child is not allowed to leave the United Kingdom? I'm going to be answering that question shortly. Now, also, you do not need to apply if you were born in the UK on or after 1st of January 1983 or born when one of your parents was a British citizen or settled in the UK. So if one of your parents is a citizen, you don't need to apply. You're automatically going to be recognized as a British citizen upon birth. As I said earlier, for those who were born before 1983, they can automatically apply for British citizenship. However, there's also a clause for that. Now, if you're born before 1983, you can automatically, or you're automatically a British citizen, unless you were born into the UK before 1st of January 1983 by parents, or if your father was a diplomat working for a non-UK country, or your father was an enemy, in occupation, and you were born in during the World War II. Anyway, that's really not applicable at this particular moment. Now, the next thing you probably want to ask is, how long should a child live in the UK to get citizenship? As I said earlier, the child needs to be in the UK for 10 years, and the question is, can the child travel outside the UK and come back without the journey of citizenship being affected? Now, based on the information on the UK website, it's saying that if you are born on or after 1st of July 2006, you are automatically citizen if you were born and one of your parents was a citizen or settled in the UK. And also, listen to this, you can register to become a British citizen if when you were born neither of your parents were British citizens or settled in the UK. Now, the UK, they defined what they meant by settled. It said settled means you're living in the UK without any time restrictions. So if you're on a skilled worker visa, there's a time restrictions, probably 3 years visa, so you're not counted as being settled in the UK. This includes people who have one of the following. Number one, indefinite leave to remain, settled status, also known as indefinite leave to remain under the EU settlement scheme, permanent residency status, and also the right to abode. So if you don't have any of those four categories mentioned, you are not settled in the United Kingdom. Now, they're not saying that, so if your parents are not British citizens when you were born, or since when you were born, and they don't have indefinite leave to remain, how can you then apply for the British citizenship? It's not saying that you must not have spent more than 90 days outside the United Kingdom in each of the first 10 years of your life. Explain on the form if there's any special reasons that you spent more time outside the UK. So it's really clear. So if you have a child, ensure that your child don't spend anything more than 90 days, which is approximately 3 months each year for the first 10 years of their life. So if your child spent 4 months outside the UK in year 4 and spent 2 years outside the UK in year 5, that does not mean that you can calculate the average of both years. So it means that for each year, your child must not spend more than 3 months outside the United Kingdom. But in a situation peradventure, your child needs to stay outside the UK for more than 3 months. At the point of application, you need to state the reasons why the child had to stay outside the UK for that long. Alright, so getting British passport or citizenship is not cheap and is not free in the United Kingdom. It comes with a fee. Now, it costs £1,012 to apply if you are under 18. If you turn 18 during the application process, you will need to pay £80 for your citizenship ceremony. So it costs 1,206 if you apply. To apply if you are over 18. You may be able to apply for a waiver if you are under 18 and cannot afford the application fee. So how can you apply? You can check out the link in the description below, or go on gov.uk to check out the link to apply. So if you've got a child, you're planning to have a child and you're a skilled worker visa, it's important for you to know some of this situation. Your child might eventually be able to apply for citizenship if you're able to get your own citizenship before the child is 10 years, if that makes sense. So these are some of the things people need to know, get clarification on what happens to a child born by someone on the student or skilled worker visa. And we've gotten the answer. It's not 7 years, it's not 5 years. The child needs to be in the UK for at least 10 years before that child can apply for citizenship if none of the parents is able to get citizenship or get indefinite leave to remain in the United Kingdom. I hope you find this video useful. If you do, click on the like button. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, hit the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my returning subscribers, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.